Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Welcome to the Awaited, the show dedicated to Al-Hujjah Al-Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif. May Allah hasten his reappearance. Today's episode is Imam Al-Mahdi and misconceptions. And to try and tackle these misconceptions with me, I have Sayyid Hossein Al-Qazwini, also a student in Al-Najaf Al-Ashraf and also a teacher of Al-Hawza in Karbala Al-Muqaddasa. I welcome him. Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidina.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Thank you for taking time out, Sayyidina, today to join us on this show.
It is my pleasure and honor to be with you.
Sayyidina, inshallah, the topic today is misconceptions about Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Al-Sharif. And inshallah, the show will also be uploaded on demand. And so we'll try and relate Imam Al-Mahdi to also non-Muslims. The first misconception that we face sometimes is that Imam Al-Mahdi is the grandson of Rasulullah, from the lineage of Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But some people, other schools of thoughts, deny this and say no, that Imam Al-Mahdi is not related to Rasulullah. What narrations are there in our books and other schools of thoughts that actually mention that Imam Al-Mahdi is the grandson of Rasulullah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. There have been numerous books written on the subject of Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah. From our school of thought, there are several books dedicated to studying the concept of Imam Al-Mahdi, a comparison in the school of thought of Ahlulbayt and in the Sunni school of thought. Among these very educational and academic books is a book by Shaykh Lutfullah As-Safi Al-Gulbaygani, who is a well-known marja' and qum now. He wrote a book over 40 years ago on Imam Al-Mahdi, and very, very good research, it's well researched. There are other books. There's another book, Mawsu'at al-Imam al-Mahdi by Shaheed Sayyid Muhammad al-Sadr, also written about maybe 30 years ago, a very comprehensive study on Imam al-Mahdi. He compares the different narrations and Shia sources, Sunni sources, signs of reappearance. He takes every sign and he studies it carefully, and so on and so forth. However, we have, according to certain studies, we the followers of Ahlul Bayt, we have over 5,000 narrations that talk about Imam Al-Mahdi. In Sunni sources of Hadith, there are over 400 Hadith talking about Imam Al-Mahdi. And generally speaking, who is he, what will he do, where will he come from, what are the signs of his reappearance, and so on and so forth. What is interesting is that there are a hadith in Bukhari, and our Sunni brothers and sisters, they consider Bukhari sahih. It's completely authentic. Anything that's in Bukhari is authentic, while our books, we don't consider them sahih. For example, Al-Kafi, as noble as it is, no one from our scholars comes and says that everything in it is authentic and sahih. Anyhow, in Bukhari there are several narrations that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi has stated, Al-Mahdi min dhurriyyati, اسمه اسمي وكنيته كنيتي يملأ الأرض قسطا وعدلا بعد أن ملئت ظلما وجورا. That the Mahdi is from my progeny. His name is my name and his nickname is my nickname, and he will fill this earth with peace and tranquility after it was filled with injustice. There are also other hadith in the 6 Sunni sources of hadith. This is a very well-known hadith, that the Imams after me are 12. Al-Khulafa min ba'di 12 amiran. In other hadith, imaman. In other hadith, khalifatan. There are approximately 240 narrations that stress on this, that Rasulullah says the Khulafa after me are 12. Of course, some scholars, they run into a problem. If they don't accept the Imams of Ahlulbayt, they run into a problem. Who are the 12? Well, the first 4, as they call them, the Khulafa Rashideen, they don't have an issue with them. But when they come to the 5th, who's the 5th? Some of them jump to Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, who came about 60 years after the death of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. And so on and so forth. They don't have the right criteria. Who are these 12? They run into an issue. The issue is solved when we accept the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, one after the other, one infallible after the other, one scholar after the other, until we reach Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Faraja. They also narrate a hadith that the Mahdi is from the children of Fatima al-Zahra. He's the 9th grandson of Al-Hussein ibn Ali, and so on and so forth. It's very clear in their sources that Al-Mahdi is from the progeny of Rasulullah, not just from the progeny of Rasulullah, but he's the 12th Imam, and he's the 9th grandson of Al-Hussein ibn Ali.
The second misconception that we face as the followers of Imam al-Mahdi is trying to tell someone that he's been living for over 1,000 years and that he is still alive. How do we try and prove that to people, that the Imam al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif is still alive?
This is a very good question, because if we were to count the age of Imam al-Mahdi, he would be over 1,100 years old, because he was born in the year 256 after Hijrah, and now we just entered 1434. We have a couple of answers. First of all, there is a debate among scientists, it's still going on, that our bodily organs, our human organs, do they have expiration dates? For example, if a person lives a very healthy life, even if he lives a very healthy life, he abstains from, for example, smoking, from cholesterol, he exercises, he lives in perfect conditions. At the end of the day, will his organs die out? Or no, human beings have the ability for their bodily organs to continue living, and what really kills bodily organs is outside factors like viruses, diseases, illnesses, bacteria. Scientists till today, they haven't proven that our organs, they have expiration dates. They haven't proven that even if we live in a completely healthy environment, these organs are going to die. Our lungs, our heart, our kidneys will die. There is a good chance, even if it's a 50% chance, even if it's a 10% chance, that our organs die because of an outside agent, of a foreign agent, like a virus, like diseases, like bacteria. These things that get our bodily organs to die, because of cholesterol, for example, because of high blood pressure, because of diabetes, and so on and so forth. Thus, there is a good chance, scientifically, that if a human being lives in a completely healthy environment, stays away from bacteria, from viruses, from illnesses, there is a chance that his body organs could continue living. There is a chance. In fact, this is a debate among scientists, and they haven't proven otherwise. Even if we take the first opinion that says, no, our bodily organs, they do have an expiration date. Even if a person doesn't encounter any viruses or illnesses, this person will have to die. His organs will stop functioning at some point. Even according to this theory, this expiration date, for some people, it could be extended. It could come early for some, and it could be extended in others. That's why you'll see, even till today, in some places in Japan, some places in India, some places in Iran, usually places on the mountains where there's no pollution, where the atmosphere is very rich, it's very clean. You will see people that live up to 120, 130. It's not because they come from a lineage of a family that lives for a long age. No, they live in a sort of environment, it's clear air, it's very fresh, they eat healthy food, they abstain from food that's not healthy, they live longer. About a month ago, I remember I was in Hajj, actually, we're in Mecca, and I was watching BBC. I saw a report about an old man in Japan who's reached 119. They said if he lives till December, which is just next month, he'll be 120 and he'll be the oldest man alive. So it's possible. If a person could live up to 120, even though typically people live up to 60, 70 years old. If this man is living double the lifespan of an ordinary person, why can't we say that, okay, let's extend it for a couple of more years? Theoretically, it is possible. Now, there are some that say they won't accept this. They say no. Scientifically, it's absolutely impossible. And there are some Muslims that say this. We tell them, okay, if this is impossible scientifically, do you believe in the Quran or you don't believe in the Quran? Do you believe that certain miracles took place with prophets or not? Let's get this straight. If you don't believe in miracles, then there's no point in debating you. If you do believe in miracles, the Quran, first of all, it speaks about Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. Nuh lived at a minimum of 950 years, according to the Quran. Of course, the Quran says that he lived with his tribe up to the flood 950 years. Our narrations tell us that he lived a lot longer than that. فَلَبِثَ فِي قَوْمِهِ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. That he lived 1,000 years except 50, meaning 950 years. There are miracles in the Quran that don't have scientific explanations. For example, when Prophet Ibrahim was thrown in the fire and he wasn't burnt, how do you explain that scientifically? It's a miracle. That's the only way to explain it. You have to have faith in it. The Quran says, قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ. This burning fire that would burn anything else, they say that birds, this fire that was made by Namrud, birds that would pass by over would burn. Birds stopped passing over this fire even if it was a very long distance. Ibrahim was thrown in this fire and he didn't burn. This was a miracle. If you accept this as a miracle, why can't you accept that the long age of Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Faraja is a miracle? And the Quran, it talks about how Musa alayhi salam took Bani Israel in the middle of the Red Sea and the Red Sea opened for them. How do you explain this scientifically? There's no scientific explanation. So if this is a miracle, why can't this be a miracle as well? Just because this is a Shi'i view or because it comes from the school of thought of Ahlulbayt, is there any bias and prejudice? If we want to be pragmatic, if we want to be academic, if you accept a miracle here, accept a miracle there as well. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he ascended to the sky, سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى ليريه من آياته. Rasulullah came during the night journey from Mecca to Al-Bayt al-Maqdis, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, and from there he ascended to the sky. His journey from Mecca to Al-Bayt al-Maqdis, perhaps there could be a scientific explanation. But how do you explain Rasulullah leaving this universe? He left this earth, he ascended to the sky. Everyone knows as soon as you leave this earth, you lose oxygen. You can't breathe anymore. How do you explain it scientifically? We don't have a scientific explanation. We believe in it. We believe in it because it's in the Quran. We believe in it because Allah speaks the truth. So if you accept this as a miracle, why don't you accept the birth of Imam al-Mahdi and his long age as a miracle. If there are certain things that we can't explain scientifically, it doesn't mean that we don't accept them. If we wanted to base things on science, then we would have to reject several things. But there's a lot of things that we can't explain scientifically, but we believe in them. We still believe in them because we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah speaks the truth. And we believe in miracles. We believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given some people superhuman abilities to perform miracles, like prophets. So if we accept these as miracles, why can't we accept the birth and the long age of Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala faraja as a miracle?
In our school of thought, we also believe that the role of each and every Imam is to guide us. And the role of Imam al-Mahdi also, even though he is in occultation, is also to guide his ummah. And we have narrations, or we have heard stories that the Imam communicates with some scholars. How do we explain this communication with the scholars?
Al-Allama al-Tabatabai, the author of Tafsir al-Mizan, he has a very nice analysis of the verse وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا, that we made them imams and they guide by our order. Al-Allama al-Tabatabai has a theory called al-Hidayah al-Amriyah. He says that there's two ways to guide someone. There's two ways to guide someone. For example, someone asks you for directions. You're standing on the street. Someone stops and asks you for directions. You tell them, make a right here, make a right there, take this freeway, take this road, take that street, and you give them directions. You're giving directions directly. Or rather indirectly. There's another, it is direct, but you don't take charge. There's another kind of giving directions, providing guidance, where you take charge. Where you'll tell the driver, you know what, sit back, sit in the back seat, relax, enjoy the ride, I'll take you there. This person sits in the back, he has no idea where he's going. All of a sudden he sees himself at his desired destination. Allama Tabatabai, he calls this al-Hidayah al-Amriyah, that our Imams, they have the ability to guide indirectly without having the other person even realize it, but he's being guided. He says that the mere presence of our last Imam provides guidance, even if he doesn't come out and speak, even if he doesn't come out and give lectures, but just his mere presence in the Muslim Ummah, among his followers, provides a form of guidance. Let me, in case that our dear viewers, they might say this is a bit vague. How could his mere presence provide guidance if he's not speaking? Let me give you an example. I'm sure that our dear viewers have perhaps visited or have been close to a top scholar. For example, a well-known marja. Or a top speaker, or a well-known religious figure. I've had this experience when I visit some maraja. Just looking at that marja, his turban, his beard, the way he carries himself, the way he sits, it has an effect. It has an effect on you. You leave that session, you leave that meeting feeling more religious, even if that scholar didn't say a word to you. Even if he didn't say anything. But just looking at him, being in his presence, you felt holy. You felt a change. He was touching you in some way or another. Now this is a regular scholar. This is not a ma'soom. This is infallible. Imagine what an infallible would do. Imagine what the presence of the Imam would do. This is one of the ways that the presence of the Imam has guidance, in generally speaking, for the masses. Now we also believe that sometimes the Imam communicates to History has recorded some names of scholars that communicated with the Imam, and we're talking about after the greater occultation, not during the minor occultation. During the greater, because during the minor occultation he had 4 representatives that he would correspond with them on a regular basis. No, during the greater occultation, there were some scholars that the Imam conversed with, he would communicate with, he would give them guidance. The Imam never left this nation, he never left his followers without their leader. Especially at times of need, when the followers of Ahlulbayt were in drastic need of direct interference of the Imam to come and give his saying, to give his guidance, the Imam would. Several names, Al-Shaykh al-Mufid, sometimes he would correspond with the Imam, either through letters or maybe even personally meeting him. Al-Allama al-Hilli, Al-Sayyid Mehdi Bahr al-Ulum, top Marja' al-Najaf. He was known for his piety, and he was known for meeting the Imam several times. Thus, the Imam definitely corresponds with some top scholars, the decision makers, so to speak, the decision makers of the Ummah, of the nation. Perhaps the Imam does, if he doesn't meet with them, at least he communicates with them. He passes on a message. Sometimes directly, they'll know it's from the Imam, sometimes indirectly.
Ahsantum Sayyidina. Inshallah, we will be going for a short break, and inshallah we carry on the discussion with His Eminence Sayyid Hossein Qazwini after this break. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.